The opening tip won by the Lakers as we get started here at Staples Center. Stuffs it down with authority.
I don't know if the scouting report has made its way out here yet, but if anything, it says you need to not let him get that close to the rim.
Kings have the basketball. De'Aaron Fox to Harrison Barnes. Oh, nice find for the basket.
Look, there was barely any contact on that last play. I agree with the ref's no call. Let him play.
Ball to Kyle Kuzma. Oof. Doesn't look good here, and LA's going to have to make some changes. You'd hate to see anybody get hurt. That appeared to be a lower body injury. Got it. Fox into the front court. They're down 3. Knocked loose. De'Aaron Fox to Barnes. And the Lakers clear. Caldwell Pope to Ball. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
Great job using that shoulder to create contact with the defender without hesitation.
It's Sacramento ball. Right down Broadway, 4-2.
You see, you can't actually get mesmerized by the ball. You actually have to focus on the dribbler's belly button. I know that may sound cheesy, but trust me, he can't go anywhere without his core.
Ah, the monster stuff.
How about right after the dunk, he looks right over towards the bench, gets a call from the coach about what defense they're in, and then gets his team set. Those are people that are able to lead men.
And they call it.
Just a tic-tac foul.
Time to shuffle things up.
Team foul number 1. Into the game for the Kings, number 35.
Marvin Bagley with the slam.
We call that get your money and put it in the bank.
Working hard on the glass. Basket's good on the follow. Way to stay with. The opening tip won by the Magic, and we're underway on Church Street in downtown Orlando. Evan Fournier bothered just enough there.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
Tough looking shot there, still gets it to go down. Oh, Evan Fournier missed his first. That one goes.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
It's Denver's ball. Knocked loose. Magic have it.
It's early. Get a good quality shot here.
A lot of contact on that play. He plays through it and scores.
He's been doing this for years. The physicality in which he plays. No one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
The shot no good on the drive by Jokic. Aaron Gordon stuffs it down.
It's easy to become mesmerized when you watch a player who can create off the dribble. We call that dancing. When you allow a player to dance with that much space, that's Prob City.
Murray with it. Down 4.
Oh! Out there looking like the Kimbe Mutombo.
Took it right to him, and the defender was ready. Oh, Evan Fournier. 2 for 3 now here in the first.
In the paint, you need to finish. Just like that.
Denver ball right now. Nikola Vucevic. Huge block. Augustine with it up top. 8-2 our score. Nice pace. Set. Our opening tip won by the Mavericks, and we're underway in Dallas. And count the basket inside.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Dunn to Levine. quarter to Chris Dunn. Wide open look, won't go.
Just seems like there's lead in the feet of the defenders. You have to bounce quicker to the ball to deter that shot.
Beyond the arc for three. Luka Doncic, marked man. Shot altered and no good. Chicago basketball. Dunn. Kristaps Porzingis able to recover with the block.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
Finishing inside the paint on that one.
Clearly not afraid of the spotlight here because that was not an easy look.
To Zach LaVine. The drive. Right.
Oh! Out there looking like the Kimbe Mutombo.
Took it right to him, and the defender was ready. Going to launch beyond the arc. Knocked loose. Doncic. It goes down.
Man, that may not have been a gimme, but that layup at the rim definitely chips away at the pride of the defense.
To LaVine. Kristaps Porzingis swats it. That's his third block this evening.
Ed, that's light work for a guy with his ability.
Mavs have it. Has a look. Gets a look. Can't hit.
I just love where this takes you into the psychological battle as a player offensively. Was that a great contest, or did you just miss the shot? But now you have me thinking about that the entire next possession.
Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Doncic showing why the Mavs traded up to get him.
Man, you making people dance out there? I see you with the footwork.
To Zach LaVine. And now he's going to shoot a few more as he's fouled going up for it.
Guys like Gary Payton would always take ones early like this all the time. Number one, to see if they'll get caught. And number two, to leave a little mark on you to remind you that they'll be on you all game long.
First one goes down. And gets both to drop at the line.
Subbing in for the Chicago Bulls, number 14.
Deep left corner. Here's a chance from long range. Cleans it up. Basket's good on the follow. One by Brooklyn. D'Angelo Russell, former number 2 pick. He can be special. What's your prognosis for him?
Well, he has a chance to own Brooklyn this season and own New York City. Look at the signs of growth this young man has had over the last couple of years. He went through that situation in LA. He came to New York. It's a matter of time before you feel like D'Angelo Russell or D'Lo will take this game over.
Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
And I know there's so much excitement about the play, but everybody looks at the player. More people need to pay attention to the guy at the end of the bench, the strength and conditioning coach, because this kid's been putting in the time and effort every day in the weight room.
Free throw good to finish off the three-point play. The lead is up to 5. It's LA Clippers ball. Knocked loose. The drive, right to the basket, right down the lane, but the shot won't go. Russell into the front court. He'll run the offense. Here's a chance from long range. His first effort off the mark.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
Shifting gears, here comes some substitutions. Jared Allen trying to cash in on a three-point play. For his career, 77% at the line. D'Angelo Russell.
Whoa! Get that out of here.
Message sent, Jay. Can't miss those. Oh, he's denied.
Oh, big man doing work right there.
Count it. Nuggets have the first possession. Jay, 46 wins, not good enough for Denver.
They could have been a playoff team if Paul Millsap didn't miss a huge chunk of the season. But I will say this about the Nuggets. They have the most underrated backcourt in the NBA when you think about Gary Harris and Jamal Murray. Both guards that can do it off the dribble and are both great leaders.
Missed a wide open look. Another follow, still no good. Millsap, his first effort off the mark. Basket's good on the follow. Way to stay with it.
In the paint, you need to finish just like that.
It's Indiana basketball. A lot of contact on that play. He plays through it and scores.
Did you see the way that dribble freed him up? It created so much space. I did, but the defender didn't.
To Millsap. Fires the three. Michael Porter Jr. fulfilling expectations. Tough shot.
Every hero needs a good sidekick. Nice find to set up the three.
Nikola Jokic with a piece.
Sent a message on that one, Ed.
From long range. It's no good. Shot's not going down. The follow won't go either. Nikola Jokic sends it away.
Ed, that's light work for a guy with his ability.
Nikola Jokic snatching it out of the air. That's his third block this evening.
Don't stare him down like that afterwards.
Chance for Jokic off the mark.
I love when I see a good contest. You're crowding the player's landing space, which naturally makes him worrisome about turning the ankle on that landing.
Great feed. Can't miss those.
Well, you can't finish with your right hand on the left side of the rim. You actually have to use your opposite hand. Steve Nash is one of the best at this. Different shots at different angles, high up the glass, expecting that there are trees down below with long wingspans that can block your shot.
Knocked loose. Paul Millsap missed his first. That one goes. The opening tip won by the Pacers as we get underway in downtown Indianapolis. Young. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
That was such a great job by the offensive player. Knowing that you're probably going to take some lumps here and there, but still remaining aggressive throughout the shot and getting a crack at the extra point.
Off the mark at the line. Rudy Gobert returns last year. The Jazz go on their run. Jay, how reliant is Utah on the Frenchman?
I would say pretty heavily, considering he's the reigning NBA Defensive Player of the Year. This team has to win it on the defensive end. That is the mentality of the Utah Jazz.
Right down Broadway, 4-2.
You see, you can't actually get mesmerized by the ball. You actually have to focus on the dribbler's belly button. I know that may sound cheesy, but trust me, he can't go anywhere without his core.
Nice step through and the finish, Jay.
Clearly not afraid of the spotlight here, because that was not an easy look.
Curling inside. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at three coming up.
And I know there's so much excitement about the play, but everybody looks at the player. More people need to pay attention to the guy at the end of the bench, the strength and conditioning coach, because this kid's been putting in the time and effort every day in the weight room.
Free throw good to finish off the three-point play. The lead is up to 5. Donovan Mitchell with the rock. The pass set it all up.
The assist from number 45, Donovan Mitchell.
Collison to Young. Fires the three. Can't connect. It's no good. Rubio into the front court. They're down 3. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Not getting the bounce. To Oladipo. Victor Oladipo with the slam.
You know, teams usually shoot higher percentages early in the shot clock. Plus, you take away the legs of the defense. You have to dictate the pace.
Here's Rubio up top. Down 5. The drive, right to the basket. Runner here, won't go down. Miles Turner sends it away. They've got it back. Beyond the arc for three. Jay, another one goes down. They're great to be joined by Jay Williams for what should be a terrific matchup here tonight. From Smoothie King Center in downtown New Orleans. Tonight, it's the New Orleans Pelicans getting set to match up with the Oklahoma City Thunder. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
Great job using that shoulder to create contact with the defender without hesitation.
Thunder with the basketball. Jay, without question, one of the biggest moments of the NBA offseason, Paul George stays in OKC.
I think him and Russ work well off each other. Playoff P wants to be Playoff P all the time. Who better to bring that out of you than the Beastbrook?
Jeremy Grant snatching it out of the air.
Ed, that's light work for a guy with his ability.
And draws the foul.
Guys like Gary Payton would always take ones early like this all the time. Number one, to see if they'll get caught. And number two, to leave a little mark on you to remind you that they'll be on you all game long.
Russell Westbrook has got 2 shots coming. A career 81% free throw shooter. Knocks down the first. Good free throw shooting. Knocks down a pair. Holiday in possession. Down just a couple. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
So many times we get on the defender for quote-unquote letting the offensive player score on an and one. Sometimes there's a lucky bounce, but more often than not, it's the offensive player who makes the play happen despite the defender's best intentions.
It's Russ at the controls. There's the toss. Now pass stolen by the Pelicans. Stuffs it down with authority. Gotta love the rim rockers.
Gotta be careful, though. Don't hang on the rim too long. You might get a tee.
Westbrook into the front court. Down 3. George. His first effort off the mark. Hayden into the front court. Looking to make something happen. To Davis. Has a look. Gets a look. Can't hit.
And that's how you close out on a shooter with a sense of urgency. The shooter was more worried about his landing space than he was the shot.
Oh, Russell Westbrook. 2 for 2. That's what you want.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
Holiday to Davis. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
The defender was actually in a good position there. They even made a decent play on the ball. But sometimes those bounces go the other way. Still, stay aggressive out there.
Some lineup changes now for both clubs. Davis able to finish off the three-point play, and the Pelicans add to their lead. The opening tip to the Pistons, and we're underway at Little Caesars Arena. Converts in the paint. Nice finish at the rim.
And attention to detail is everything for a professional scorer like that. Actually getting it done the hard way there.
He cruises in for 2. Too easy.
When I think about Kemba Walker, I think about a self-made elite PG. He's a little guy that thrives amongst the NBA giants, and he's fearless. Let me tell you about how fearless he is. Even Alvin Gentry said he's probably the biggest competitor he's ever seen. You could put him right up there with the likes of Kobe Bryant from a competitive standpoint. That goes to show you that Walker will do anything and everything to beat you every possession.
He throws it down.
It's that easy, Ed. You never want to leave any doubt when attacking the rim.
Doesn't have the touch. No good.
Your contest was great because of your proximity to the player. You forced his follow-through to be cut short, which made him short-arm the shot.
No good. Oh, it looked like he may have gotten him there. Griffin to Jackson. Here's a chance from long range. Now Reggie Jackson, not much more the defense could have done. Hits the contested three.
Every hero needs a good sidekick. Nice find to set up the three.
Charlotte basketball to Miles Bridges. Straight down the middle of the lane. Way to punch it home.
It's easy to become mesmerized when you watch a player who can create off the dribble. We call that dancing. When you allow a player to dance with that much space, that's a problem city.
Gets it to go. Could have been more. A lot of contact, but no foul.
Did you see that change of direction mid-flight? And also the English he utilized to spin the ball off the rim? That was a thing of beauty.
From the painted area, won't go down. Short jumper won't go down.
And physicality is your friend. Don't let...
Won by the Toronto Raptors. Lowry. His first effort off the mark. On the follow. Way to stay with it.
He's been doing this for years. The physicality in which he plays. No one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
Runners good there.
As a team, when you establish your dominance in the paint early, it's critical to your offense because it eventually opens up the perimeter down the stretch.
To Danny Green. Jumper's good.
You see the savvy players, they can create contact. They can throw their arms into you, even their bodies into you, and as soon as the refs blow the whistle once or twice and you become hesitant defensively, they got you right where they want it.
And look out. Big finish at the rim.
That probably won't be the last time we see a dunk from him tonight. Maybe sometimes you should send a message. Give him a hard foul. Don't let it be so easy.
To Aldridge. Jay, DeMar DeRozan fell in love with Toronto as a player and a person, but no question DeRozan's playing with a chip on his shoulder.
He most definitely is, and he will embrace Greg Popovich and also the San Antonio Spurs. But I'm going to read you what DeMar DeRozan said. He said, people say, what are you depressed about? You can buy anything you want. I wish everyone in the world was rich so they would realize money isn't everything. It's about loyalty for DeMar DeRozan.
Lowry. Deep two there, won't go. Marc Gasol, 2 for 2. That's what you want.
Bodies bouncing all around on that layup with the offense winning that battle. But if the defense keeps up that kind of pressure, good things are bound to happen.
To DeRozan. Has a look. DeRozan with a shot that misses. A lot of contact on that play. He plays through it, and the Sixers. Jay, these two teams can blow games open from the three-point line. What goes into getting those open looks?
Well, one key ingredient for the 76ers is Dario Saric. He's a guy that in his second season has really started to find his comfort zone from the three-point line and is a great complementary player to the likes of Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons. Yes, the homie isn't trying to create his shot off the dribble anymore like he did his rookie year. Now he's being assisted on 99.9% of his shots. When you play with a guy like Ben Simmons, he makes the process a lot easier.
It was worth the patience, no question about it. Into the front court comes Simmons. A minute gone by here in the opening quarter. Paul into the front court. 2-point advantage. A drive down the lane, but the shot won't go down. Clint Capella snatching it out of the air. That'll get out. Last touch by Capella. Jay, what's the next step for Ben Simmons?
MVP, Ed. To win the MVP. But perception is reality. And I've been hearing this stuff from a lot of people who have been watching Ben Simmons. Oh! Out there looking like the Dikembe Mutombo.
Took it right to him, and the defender was ready. Buries it on the catch and shoot.
Ooh, that confidence level is so superior. Whenever you start jogging back on defense before the ball even goes through the net, that speaks for itself.
Count the basket at the rim.
That's a strong finish. Regardless of contact, finishing strong is key.
Paul. Not easy.
Just let me break down to all the young players at home how special of a pass this was. That was a perfect delivery, and it hit the player right in the chest.
Missed it. They weren't going to give that to him.
It's easy for the offense to get agitated when you keep turning around and the defense is right there in your face. The jawing is only going to escalate.
James Harden trying to cash in. Can't connect. Defense did its job that time.
You see, Ed, this is what the refs need to start calling. The defender hit the shooter right around the...
It's Spurs basketball to get this one going. Underway in Texas. DeRozan, his first effort, off the mark. Shot from the lane won't go. To DeRozan. DeMar DeRozan missed his first. That one goes.
Here's a tip for your defense. You can't give him that much space. You have to push up into his personal space and make him play the majority of the possessions with his back to the basket. Because if you allow him to open up, there's no stopping.
Now ready with a couple of free throws.
Guys like Gary Payton would always take ones early like this all the time. Number one, to see if they'll get caught. And number two, to leave a little mark on you to remind you that they'll be on you all game long.
Troy Brown at the line. And he connects on the first free throw. No good on the second. It's a 1-of-2 trip. Jake, 21 straight years the Spurs have made the playoffs. Last year, as tough as any for them to crack the top 8.
That goes to show you how talented of a coach Greg Popovich is. And at the beginning of the year, Ed, I told you without Leonard on the court, that a lineup of Paul Gasol, LaMarcus Aldridge, Rudy Gay, DeJounte Murray, Manu Ginobili, Tony Parker, and Kyle Anderson would be the 7th seed in the West and make the playoffs. Would you have believed me?
It takes a great conductor. Now a pass stolen by the Spurs.
Now push it. Let's attack in transition so we can build this lead.
Count it. No and one. There was some contact there.
Sometimes you hear people give all these fancy breakdowns, tell you all these different things they can do. That was just plain old simple bully basketball. Muscled his way through the lane.
Cruises inside for 2.
I'm not sure that wasn't an offensive foul, but take it when you can get it.
Gets a look. Can't hit. The follow won't go either. To DeRozan. Leaving no doubt. Slams it down.
We call that get your money and put it in the bank.
Beal, defended by DeMar DeRozan. Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down.
I don't think I could do that on a 5-foot rim.
I can, because that's my only choice. Got it.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
The Suns win the opening tip. They'll have it first as we get going in the desert. Mikal Bridges forced that one. Well defended.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
And he's fouled, and he earns a trip to the line.
You got to know your personnel. That's not someone you want to send to the line for a free 2.
Miles Bridges at the line. First try at the line, no good. Knocks down the second after missing the first.
Ooh, I like that.
It's Biyombo with the rebound. Kemba Walker matched up with Booker. Richaun Holmes snatching it out of the air.
That kid can block out the sun, Ed.
Booker to Kelly Oubre. Layup goes down. Well done.
Man, that may not have been a gimme, but that layup at the rim definitely chips away at the pride of the defense.
Across the timeline, it's Walker. Down a point. Trying to cash in. Doesn't get the bounce. to Booker. Look out, Devin Booker missed his first. That one goes.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
Into the front court, it's Walker. They're down 3. Knocked loose. Taken by the Suns. DeAndre Ayton to Booker. Lets it fly from long range. Not that time. He missed it. Oubre to Mikal Bridges. Count it. No and one. There was some contact there.
Did you see that change of direction mid-flight? And also the English he utilized to spin the ball off the rim? That was a thing of beauty.
Knocked loose. And finishes strong. He took it out on the rim that time.
Oh, there's no better feeling than after throwing that one down, hanging on the rim a little bit, looking at your opponent beneath you, making him recognize that's where you'll be the entire ball game.
Walker, it's good. Defense has to pick things up.
It's all about creating space with the dribble. Once you have that gap, you can beat somebody in a variety of ways. He chose a dagger with the 3.
Foot was on the line. It's a turnover. Some lineup changes now for both clubs.
Substitutions, Charlotte.
Knocked loose. Miles Bridges. Converts in the paint. Nice finish at the rim.
That's what I'm talking about, Ed. It's that simple. Put the ball in the bucket.
To Jackson. Crawford. Cleans it up to Crawford. For 3. Cleans it up. Bismack Biyombo with a piece.
Oh, he blocked that with authority.
Hornets right now in possession. And count the basket.
Ed, sometimes less is more. Keeping it simple is the best way.
In the first quarter.
To Jackson. Stuffs it down with authority.
It's easy to become mesmerized when you watch a player who can create off the dribble. We call that dancing. When you allow...
Our opening tip won by the Thunder as we get started in OKC. It's Westbrook. Deep 2 there, won't go.
And so much of the shot is before the shot even occurs. As a defense, make him do things he's uncomfortable with. Stay up on him, make him catch the ball outside of his comfort zone.
The pass set it all up.
I've seen him float so much on the perimeter, I forgot he even had that kind of physical presence. Good to see him beating up on people down low again.
Count the basket, and it could have been more. No whistle. Jay, when you break down Paul George, where is he at his best?
He needs to be engaged. He needs to have the ball in his hands. He needs to be needed. And that's the biggest thing for Paul George. When he's the guy offensively and he makes those clutch shots, it re-engages him defensively. And that drives him to be the best version of Paul George there is.
And a chance coming up at the line.
Guys like Gary Payton would always take ones early like this all the time. Number 1, to see if they'll get caught. And number 2, to leave a little mark on you to remind you that they'll be on you all game long.
Russell Westbrook has got 2 shots coming. A career 81% free throw shooter. First one goes down. Goes 2 for 2. Collison into the front court. Looking to make something happen. Matthews matched up with Ferguson. Off the mark. Westbrook. Fires the 3. Off the mark. No good. Indiana with the basketball. Collison to Turner. Wesley Matthews, 2 for 3 now here in the first.
I'll look out for that same move on the next possession.
Russell Westbrook powers it through.
It's easy to become mesmerized when you watch a player who can create off the dribble. We call that dancing. When you allow a player to dance with that much space, that's Prob City.
Collison against George. No good. Stuffs it down with authority.
There you go. I like seeing his scoring coming from unlikely sources.
Into the front court comes Collison. Down 2 to Turner. Oh, he missed a short one there.
And physicality is your friend. Don't let these guys get any easy ones down low. Make them look at the refs, wondering where the foul was every time.
For 3, buries it on the catch and shoot. The opening tip won by the Timberwolves as we get rolling from target center. And scores. Karl-Anthony Towns with the finish.
That probably won't be the last time we see a dunk from him tonight. Maybe sometimes you should send a message. Give him a hard foul. Don't let it be so easy.
Bullock against the former MVP. Knocked loose. T to Towns. Karl-Anthony Towns. 2 for 2. That's what you want.
He's been doing this for years, the physicality in which he plays. No one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
And finishes strong. Gotta love the rim rockers.
Got to be careful, though. Don't hang on the rim too long. You might get a T.
Pass to the rim. Flushes down the slam. Jay, they make it look so easy.
Yeah, but it's really not that easy. And as a passer, if your pass is just a fraction too early or a fraction too late, that throws the whole play off. The timing of this has to be impeccable.
Number 25, Derek.
Jay, Magic and Kobe each won 5 titles. How are you going to judge LeBron James' legacy in L.A.?
LeBron James wins 1 championship in L.A. That means he will set himself apart. He will have won 4 championships in 3 different cities. Now, that is polarizing for some fans. That still does not take away from the overall greatness and the legacy of LeBron James.
Lakers at the controls right now. The Houston Rockets control the tap. Jay, what's going to be good enough this year for the Rockets to get to the NBA Finals?
Well, you need CP3 to be healthy, but also I think James Harden needs to continue to build on his play in the playoffs in particular. Those last 6 games against the Golden State Warriors, he really struggled from the three-point line. He shot 37% in the regular season. He shot 20% in the Western Conference Finals.
The assist from
It's Harden. Brings the ball up. And scores. Nice footwork to get around the defender. The challenge defending a guy who can be a 1 or a 2.
We're not old men talking about this game. We don't define players by positions anymore. Is he a 1 or is he a 2? No, he's James Harden. He is a scorer and an elite passer.
Paul to Capella. Now ready for a couple of free throws.
You see this all the time. The defensive players establishing his presence on the court and also checking to see how far the refs are going to let him go.
Clint Capella, couple of free throws on the way. A career 48% free throw shooter. Off the mark on the first free throw. No good. Missed them both. Gets a look. Can't hit.
I love when I see a good contest. You're crowding the player's landing space, which naturally makes him worrisome about turning an ankle on that landing.
Here's Paul, controlling the offense. Ooh, Chris Paul. Missed his first. That one goes. There's a sixth sense there that you just can't teach.
If you're a player on the same team with CP3, you should be taking that point guard out to dinner every single night. There's something to be said about a guard that makes the game way easier for you to be even more of an efficient offensive player.
Defense, let's go.
To Harden. And a whistle.
Welcome to new age basketball. You blow on me, that's a foul.
Some lineup changes now for both clubs.
Substitutions, Portland. Subbing in for Houston.
Ooh, crisp ball. 2 for 3 now here in the first. He has that sixth sense that you just can't teach.
He's like a traffic cop, and he's navigating a myriad of bodies coming his way. And there's a smaller innuendo of the game that nobody talks about. When he makes a great pass, he'll tell the offensive player, shoot it, go up, dunk it. He will direct you and lead you to success.
The assist from number 25,
C.J. McCollum buries it.
Just let me break down to all the young players at home how special of a pass this was. That was a perfect delivery, and it hit the player right in the chest.
Has a chance. He connects. Had all the time in the world. Too easy.
Look, as a player, this stuff happens all...
The opening tip controlled by the Warriors, and we're underway in the final year at the Oracle. Shot by Thompson misses.
The most important thing a shooter can do is continue to shoot. The defense is always going to give great effort, but it's more of your psyche that goes into the next shot that will limit you on whether you make the shot or not.
number 0, Jason Tatum.
Jay, you know Steve Kerr wants to see his team play better at home, make sure they get home court advantage.
They slacked off last year. They were 29-12 at home. Now, that's a pretty amazing record at home, but let me tell you why they slacked off. The 3 years prior to that combined, they were 114-9. I think we're going to see that Golden State Warrior team from those years instead of the one from last year.
Kyrie Irving at the line for 2 shots. A career 87% from the line. First one, count it. And fails to hit them both. Hits the first, misses the second. Here's Curry with it up top. They're down 3 to Durant. Not that time. Into the front court, it's Irving. He'll run the offense. Off the assist.
That's what I'm talking about, Ed. It's that simple. Put the ball in the bucket.
To Durant. Nothing going here on that drive. Kevin Durant missed his first. That one goes. Kevin Durant, dynamic once again.
And giving it to you any way you want it. On the block, from the perimeter, mouse in the house, whatever the scenario is, Kevin Durant has an answer.
And Cousins throwing it down.
And that transition offense was flawless when guys fan out and actually fill the lanes with a sense of urgency. You heard me correctly, a sense of urgency. You will get a great shot every possession.
To Irving. Nothing going here on that drive. Kyrie. No good. No daylight. Great defense.
And that's how you close out on a shooter with a sense of urgency. The shooter was more worried about his landing space than he was his shot.
And the finish at the rim.
Attack mode isn't a switch that you can just turn on and off. He needs to do more of that. We need to see him penetrate, get into that lane, and create.
Here's Irving into the front court. Down by 1. Draymond Green. Huge block.
Sent a message on that one, Ed.
Thompson steps out and hits.
I hope everyone here knows the golden rule. Guys, remember, sharing is caring.
Now the Celtics going to use a timeout as they'll talk things over in what's now a 4-point game. We have both squads set to make some moves right now. The ball in the hands of Kyrie Irving. Won't go down. Defenders lucky he wasn't called.
And you see so many players quit on the play after they were beat the first time, but not him. He stayed on his hip, he fought back, and he made the player miss the shot. That's great defense.
Right down the lane, but the shot won't go.
And one of the most underrated things in this game is quick lateral speed. Good job by utilizing that speed and taking away the lane.
And count. The opening tip belongs to the Wizards as we get going in Washington. Parker to Beal. Converts in the paint. Nice finish at the rim.
When the ball is in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
Toronto with the basketball. Leonard to Gasol. Dwight Howard with the block. That ball's out of bounds off one of the Wizards. For the Raptors right now, it's twofold. Not just winning with Kawhi, but trying to keep Kawhi.
I think Toronto has to look at this as a one-year lease. You have to get as much out of Kawhi as you can. The goal is to win a championship, and the goal is to win one now.
And a nice finish at the rim.
It looks like he's using his ball handling to feel the game out. I know it looks like he's just playing around out there trying to get the fans going. That is true, but he's also finding his rhythm.
Into the front court, it's Wall. Leads just a point. Kawhi Leonard sizing up Beal. Dwight Howard pins it.
Just incredible timing on that swat.
Wizards at the controls. Bradley Beal, 2 for 2. That's what you want.
Attack mode isn't a switch that you can just turn on and off. He needs to do more of that. We need to see him penetrate, get into that lane, and create.
Leonard to Gasol. Slams it down.
And no emotion, just that ice-cold stare. That's a sign of somebody who's here to compete.
Wall to Howard. And scores.
He's been doing this for years, the physicality in which he plays. No one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
Wizards come up with it. Jabari Parker rocking the rim.
I see the easy dunk, but what I don't see is energy. Scream, do something, get yourself emotionally involved in the game.